Hello and welcome back. I'm Joanna Naden and I'm going to read you part 2 of Penny Dreadful Does Her Best, and that's from Penny Dreadful Causes a Kerfuffle. So what we do is we make a list of all the helpful things we could do around the house, i.e. 1, do the washing up because everything is quite hard and brown and lumpy with chocolate porridge. B, do the washing because that is also quite hard and brown and lumpy, especially Daisy's swan outfit. C, feed Barry, who is Gran's cat, and who is right now eating a hard brown lump of chocolate porridge, even though Mum says he must have cat biscuits and cat biscuits only. Only then I remember that I'm not allowed to touch the dishwasher for a lot of reasons, so we cannot do number 1. And Gran says there are no cat biscuits because I used them up yesterday when I was trying to make a model of Krakatoa, which is a very tall volcano, and the exact colour of cat biscuits, only I do not think it melts when you pour lava on it, especially if the lava is actually custard, so we cannot do C. But Cosmo says Barry is actually doing the washing up with his tongue, so if we let him eat all the porridge, in fact we are being helpful, which is very true. So we decide we will just do B, which is do the washing. And I am not yet banned from the washing machine, which Mum says is a miracle and Dad says is only a matter of time. So we get all the washing in the washing basket and put it in the machine, and get the box of washing powder and put quite a lot of that in too because the porridge is very lumpy. And also there are Dad's red socks in there, only they're a bit black from the time I used them to put shoe polish on my face when we were pretending to be aliens from Venus. And then we have an argument because Cosmo says he will be in charge of the machine knobs because he is a boy and a week older. And I say I will be in charge because the machine is in my kitchen. And then he says, no, I am. And I say, no, I am. And then we decide whoever can get a piece of chocolate porridge to stick to the ceiling will be in charge. And it is me because Cosmo's falls onto Gran's head, who is asleep. And amazingly, it does not wake her up, even though it is very hard. And so I put the machine on hot and I am feeling extremely helpful. Only then something not at all helpful happens, which is that bubbles are coming out of the machine like mad, which is very unusual because it absolutely never happens when Mum does the washing, which is a shame because it's actually very pretty. Only soon it's actually very messy and there are bubbles in places bubbles should not be, e.g. halfway up the chair legs, which is when I have my second brilliant idea, which is to suck up the bubbles with a vacuum cleaner. Only Cosmo says vacuum cleaners are not meant for wet things, and he knows because Mr. Schumann has told him so, and also banned him from ever using the Score vacuum cleaner again. But I say our vacuum cleaner is a special one that can suck up water and shampoo carpets, because Mum said it would be useful with all the spillages, which are not actually my fault, they are just accidents. So we get the special vacuum cleaner, and Cosmo says this time he is in charge because he is very keen on vacuuming, and also because he's just got some porridge to stick to the kitchen window. And there you go, you can see Cosmo doing the vacuuming there and trying to vacuum the curtain. Oh, I should say the illustrations for this are done by the absolutely brilliant Jess McCall. And I do not argue, only it turns out Cosmo may be keen on vacuuming, but he is not helpful at vacuuming, because as well as the bubbles, he sucks up some things that are not meant to be sucked up, e.g. 1, 4 drawing pins, 2, a plastic monkey, C, some chocolate porridge, and then another not helpful thing happens, which is that the vacuum cleaner does not seem very happy with the drawing pins and the plastic monkey and the chocolate porridge and the bubbles inside, because it does an explosion and smoke comes out of it, which Cosmo says is excellent and like Krakatoa, but I do not think Mum will think so. And so we decide to stop vacuuming and to hang out the washing. Only another not helpful thing has happened, which is that quite a lot of the washing is not the colour it was when it went in, i.e. it has somehow gone pink. And then we are utterly flummoxed because Dad does not like wearing pink shirts, and also because Daisy says pink is her worst colour and that she would rather perish than ever wear it, and so would Lucy B. Finnegan. Cosmo says if Daisy did perish, I would get her bedroom and her microphone and her collection of plastic zoo animals. And I think this is true, but I also think this is not very helpful and that we will definitely not be allowed into brownies. So then Cosmo has his brilliant idea, which is to dye the clothes blue, because blue is Daisy's third best colour after yellow and sparkle, and he knows how to dye things because Sunflower has dyed all their sheets purple because of the freedom and self-expression. Only I say Mum is not quite so keen on freedom and self-expression, so we do not have any dye. And so we are racking our heads to think of where to get some, when Cosmo has another brilliant idea, which is that ink is quite a lot like dye and we can use that instead. And we do definitely have a lot of ink, because at the time I knocked over a bottle of blackcurrant squash in the post office, and Mrs. Butterworth saw it with her beady eye and said Dad would have to pay for the damaged goods, which was 11 Get Well Soon cards, 2 Famous Castles notebooks, and 7 bottles of ink. And so we get the blue ink and the pink washing, and we take it all upstairs to the bath, and we fill it with water and put everything in. And it is completely amazing, because almost immediately everything changes colour, including Dad's shirts and the swan outfit and the best tablecloth. Only they're not blue, they're a sort of purplish colour, but I say that's okay because purplish is Daisy's 5th best colour and she will not perish. And we are swirling the ink round the bath like mad, which is when we notice that our hands have changed colour too. And then I have my next brilliant idea, which is to get in the bath, because then we will definitely look like aliens from Venus, and Mum will not be cross about shoe polish on socks anymore. And so we do. We get completely in the bath in our pants and vests and are saying mostly things like, "Greetings from Venus, take me to your leader," which is exactly what aliens sound like, when there is another sound from downstairs, which I think could be an alien, or it could be Mum, because the sound is a scream sort of sound. And then I know it is not aliens, because the next sound is, "Penelope Jones, get down here this instant!" And I do not think aliens know my name yet. So we go downstairs, and the voice is definitely my mum, who says she has already had it up to here because of several things, i.e. 1, that she spent all morning looking for Mrs. Newgar's bunions only to find they're filed under F for feet. 2, that Dad has hit himself on the head with a golf ball and has forgotten how to drive and what his name is, so she's had to pick him up from the golf club. C, that Daisy and Lucy B. Finnegan have decided they're not going to be swans after all, they're going to be pop stars, which is another costume entirely. So she is definitely not in the mood to come home and find there are bubbles where bubbles should not be, that the vacuum cleaner will not vacuum anymore, and that me and Cosmo Moon Webster have turned blue. Dad is not in the mood for anything because he's not sure he even lives here anymore. And Daisy's not in the mood to find her swan outfit all blue and the plastic monkey all melted and black, and says, "It is all your fault, Penelope Jones, you are such a complete moron." And I say it is not my fault, I was only doing my best and trying to be helpful so that I can join Brownies and wear my uniform to assembly like Bridget Grimes and get a badge for agility and one for being a friend to the animals. Only then Mum says that I cannot join Brownies, even if I am a friend to the animals, because it is in the village hall, and I'm not allowed in the village hall for another 2 months, because of the time I accidentally let Mrs. Jubilee's chickens into the kitchen, but it was only because they looked cold. So then I'm not in the mood for doing anything at all, especially not being helpful or doing my best, which Mum says frankly is a relief. But someone is in the mood, and that is Cosmo Moon Webster, because he says Mum has definitely had a conniption fit and he didn't even have to call her Janet. There you go, there's Cosmo all happy and Penny very gloomy. Thanks for listening, and I'll be back soon with another story. Bye.